Ad copy and creatives. Congratulations, first of all, on getting to this point. It means that you followed through all the videos and you've done all the assignments and you are now ready to launch your ads. So, if you have followed along, you should have a document that looks just like this, where you talk about the sophistication level of your market, the awareness level, the main emotions you want to sell with, the supporting emotions, and your positioning, your mechanisms, your pain points, and the big ideas that you have for your creative. At this time as well, you should have tested out some of your ideas, some of the market pain that you came up with in the market pain worksheet, and you should also have the offer attributes like your transactional attributes, pricing, discounts, free shipping and things like that, your brand, your attributes, your influences attribute, your functional attributes. You should already have, you know, your offer attributes worksheet filled out. And then you should also have gotten the results from your test, your ad test, where you basically check out the messaging that's working in the market and test some of your big ideas and things like that that are working. And remember, it doesn't matter if you are doing info or if you're selling a service or trying to generate downloads for an app or you're selling e-commerce products. It doesn't matter. You have to go through all these different processes, even though the nuances here and there and little differences here and there. But essentially, you should have arrived at having something, a document that looks just like this, with your big ideas and everything tested. So now, so now let's talk about your ad copy and your creatives. In this era of advertising, this is the most important thing that Facebook considers when delivering your ads. This is the holy grail at the moment. It's no longer your targeting. As you already know, you don't have options to really um, target the people you want on Facebook. Facebook has taken the prerogative to do that for you using their AI called Meta AI. Okay. So, as this is the most important thing, we've spent as this is the most important thing, we've spent the entirety of this course, you know, going back to things that many people have forgotten how to do and some things that people never knew about, in the world of advertising, where we talk about the mechanisms, talk about the sophistication of the market, the awareness levels, and things like that. So I want to give you the objective of this entire process. Okay. And we have four objectives. There are four things we want to achieve with your ad. The first one is that we want to get ad engagement from core audience. When I say engagement, I'm talking about clicks, likes, any kind of click. I'm not just link click. I mean, expanding the ad, spending some time looking at it, if it's an image or watching the video to a certain extent, or leaving a comment on the ad. So we want to get ad engagement from your core audience. Okay. So what do I mean? Let me go into detail. So the first thing is that you need to call out your target audience in the first line of the ad text and also in your headline. So the first line of your ad text, the ad text is what appears above the image or video, right? That first line, okay, you want to make sure that you call out the audience in a way that speaks straight to the pain, okay? And then you want to encourage engagement with your messaging. Somehow there's a way to, craft ads that get people talking, you know, or engaging, interacting with that ad. Like, oh, they agree with this idea, they agree with this concept, they like the ad, they like the post, and, things like that. Also, you don't want to use false boosts from family and friends unless they are in your target audience. So, what people used to do in the past is that they'll share their ads with their friends, their family members, and say, "Hey, help me go, like my ad, leave a nice comment for me, and all that." And some people I even heard about this, which was absurd. I've never tried it, but people go hire other people to leave comments on their ad. I think they do that from maybe freelance websites. That is going to mess up your entire campaign because the moment Facebook sees people interacting with your ads, they feel those people are, likely buyers. And then they use those initial people to try to map out other people they'll show your ad to. And it's going to be very difficult to come back from such um, a mistake. Okay. So you want to ensure that you don't use those false signals. You don't do anything, that will give the wrong data to Meta AI. Now, the second thing that we want to do is to use creatives that are captivating to only your core audience. So you could have many different kinds of creatives in the past that you just want to hook attention, you just want to arrest attention, and get people to stop scrolling and pay attention and stuff. Yes, you still want to stop the scroll, but you want the scroll to be stopped by mostly people who are in your audience. So um, when someone takes a look at the image or the video, they should immediately know if it's something they're interested in. So, for example, if I want to get your attention, I might have Facebook Ads Manager screenshot somewhere in my image or in my video, and that's likely going to catch your attention. I could have icons that resemble the Meta Ads, yeah, logo or things like that, or just big words. I could just write ROAS, and I'm sure that will get your attention because you are in my audience, right? And I know my audience very well. So you want your creative to call out your audience in seconds, right? You could try to use things like industry items. For instance, you are trying to reach dentists. You could get a specific tool that only dentists will understand, and have hold that if it's a picture or a video. You could showcase that in the video, or just even the image of it, right? It's going to grab the attention of your core audience quickly. You could go sit in a dentistry, right, and make a video there, or take a photo there, like I already mentioned, tools, right? Or you could do a drama, right? Those kind of ads that incorporate drama, and you could use that to captivate your audience, but it has to be related. It has to be something interesting to your core audience, and mostly your core audience, right? For example, I see jokes in the marketing, I won't say marketing, in the web development and software development community, and those jokes would not be understood by people outside that community, no matter how hard they tried. But for someone who is like a software developer, a web developer, someone who writes code, will immediately grasp the idea and will laugh out loud, right? And many other people, their friends and family, no one will be able to understand why they are laughing except they explain to them. So the same kind of idea is what you want to bring into your ads. You want to use those kind of creatives that speak directly to the people you are talking to, okay? And then you want to tie in with the ad headline and copy. So don't forget, we already wrote something down for your ad text and your ad headline. You want to make sure that this creative is fitting, right? It's congruent with the messaging on the ad itself, okay? And that will help you to nail your creative. And then we want to get clicks, right? But we want to get clicks from the qualified audience, and that's where we have cliffhangers, and then we also have qualifying statements, right? So let's look at that in more detail. So you we use cliffhangers generally to create open loops, and make sure you don't close those loops in your copy, because that way you're going to get people who really want the solution to the open loops to click on your ads, and that will help to give feedback straight to the Meta AI that okay, these are the kind of people that are clicking, and hopefully it's the kind of people taking action, right? Then you also want to structure your copy to allow only the most qualified people to click, right? And to do that, you need to make statements, You need to say, well, this is not for you if you are struggling to feed, you don't know where your next meal will come from. This probably won't work for you. This is for people who already have a six-figure income and are looking for the next step, which is to start an online business, right? That's a statement like that. I just said that, pick that out from thin air, right? It may not be the best copy. Of course, we could always use some improvement, but a statement like that kind of repels the people you don't want clicking your ads and attracts, those who you want to click your ad. We'll see more of that soon. Now, the fourth thing, which I just introduced a bit in the third step, where I was talking about getting clicks from qualified people, is to repel people outside of your target audience, right? And you repel the people you don't want. When you do that with your copy, you automatically attract the people you want. Okay. So, like the example I gave, you could see that it was a very subtle, rebuttal. You want to be subtle, but at the same time, you want it to be firm, right? That, what, this is not going to work for you if you don't meet this criteria. So, if you say something like CEOs who are making over $1 million, here's what you should do to double your revenue, right? People who don't fall into that bracket are going to be repelled because you are not talking to them, right? They don't meet the criteria to engage with your ads and interact with your ads. Okay, now with that said, I want to um, take you to the two main or broad categories of ads, according to me, okay? So keep these four objectives in mind as you create your ads and as we progress. Okay, so the two main categories, we have e-commerce ads and then we have non-e-com ads. When I say non-e-com ads, I'm typically referring to ads that are either for information products, consulting, coaching, services, mobile app downloads, software as a service kind of ads. Any other thing that is not like a physical product business, I have grouped them as non-e-com ads. Okay. Now I'm going to be showing you examples of each, but these two kinds of ads are very different, even though they have similarities. Of course, they are both ads, they are both engineered to get responses from people and to get people taking action. But the way we structure the ads and the way we build out these ads are very different. The kind of copy, the length of the copy, and all that are very different. So basically, for e-com ads, we're going to be using more of the offer attributes, right? So we're going to be using a lot of this, right? Even though we use the same for even though we use the same offer attributes for non-e-com ads, but it's more relevant when we're building out e-commerce ads. Okay. On the other hand, the non-e-com ads, we have to use a very specific kind of structure to build out the ads. So I'm going to show you, go back to the offer attributes worksheet. I'm going to show you examples of e-commerce ads. I'm also going to show you examples of non-e-com ads so you can see how it works. Now, because e-com is very broad, I'm going to show you probably more examples and um, fewer examples for the non-e-com ads. Okay, we have very different kinds of products and categories, and it's more tricky for people. But with the non-e-com ads, we have a specific structure you can just follow, and it makes your life easy. All right, so let us get started. So, just to remind you, for the offer attributes, we have transactional attributes, which include things like pricing or discounts, free or express shipping, gift with the purchase, urgency and scarcity, things that are transactional, right? And then we have brand related talk, like a relevant story, if it supports a cause, lifestyle motive, and things like that. And then for influencers, we talk about influencers like celebrities or social media influencers, reviews, user generated content, testimonials, all forms of social proof and the likes and the likes. Okay. And then we have functional, where we're talking about the function of what you're selling, that's based on a want or the desire of the audience, and then maybe the height improves the quality of the person's life, and you know, if there's a need based trigger, etc. Okay, so for ecom guys, I want you to ignore everything here because this is related to info. Okay, I didn't build that one for you, but you would see all these features and I'll point them out to you in the examples that we are going to look at. Okay, so let's go to the Facebook ads library. You already know how to get there. You click on, just type Facebook ads library on Google and it will come out. Okay, so we would start with let's see, MVMT. Okay, MVMT is a watch brand. Okay, and they sell watches. Okay, now I want you to take a look at this one. Okay, it says dreamed in California, designs made to mix, match, and stack. Okay, shop women's jewelry, right? Shop women's jewelry, fast shipping plus easy returns. Now, what attribute is this? I mean, fast shipping plus easy returns. That is the transactional attribute, okay? And when you come back up and it says dreamed in California, right? They're talking about the brand. They're talking about the brand attributes. And then they say designs made to mix, match, and stack. They're talking about function. Okay, I'm not going to play the video, for you to see, but you can always go to take a look at that. That's a good ad. Now, the best ecom ads always have a stack of the four offer attributes. But don't forget, you need to have a big idea even for the ecom ad, right? And you're going to use these attributes to amplify whatever is behind your big idea. Okay, so you can always go through this. This one says custom made in Los Angeles from our sketchboard to your feet. Okay, custom made in Los Angeles. Now, what attributes is custom made in Los Angeles? That is brand, right? They're saying it's custom made. And they say from our sketchboard to your feet is both brand, okay, and also function. It says it's going to fit you, right? And it's going to look great on you, right? And it says shop women's watches, fast shipping plus easy return. You can see how they deliberately call out what they want, right? We want you to shop women's watches. People who are not shopping women's watches are likely going to, move past this ad, right? And that's that. Now I want to show you a different example. Okay, and I'm going to show you Purple. Purple is a mattress company, and they have very, very nice ads that will perform. Okay, let's just pick this one, right? This one's been running since this month, right? It says deep sleep, no matter the heat, right? Functional. That's a functional attribute, okay? They say deep sleep no matter the heat, and they're saying this because summer is really heating on now, and there's a lot of heat. And this is also another functional statement that says drift off faster, right? Instead of rolling around on your bed, right? Drift off faster with up to 4 times cooler sleep. Okay, and then they move straight to transactional attributes and they say save up to $800 on the mattress plus base, right? During the July 4th sale. If you don't know what the July 4th sale is of course you're not in North America. Based on studies performed in 2022 and 2023 on Purple hybrid mattresses. Now, this is a brand attribute. They're saying, well, we are telling you that you're going to enjoy this kind of sleep based on the studies that we've performed. Okay. And then you can see exactly what they ask. They say, want cooler sleep. So they are directly calling out to their audience and they're going to get what they're looking for. So if we keep scrolling through, you'll see many great ads. Purple always have really really good ads. Sometimes they use color blocks in their real actual ads. Okay, for example, look at this one. Okay, this one says a set for proven deeper sleep, and they block it off by swapping the colors here. Getting deeper sleep is simple. Purple's science-backed system proves it. Okay, getting deeper sleep is simple. That is functional, and this is a brand attribute. Purple science-backed system proves it. Okay, and then they say the deep sleep system. Now, just look at this. Experts agree nothing compares to Gel Flex Grid Sleep. That's a different image they used for the same ad. Customize every aspect of comfort. I'm looking for the ones where they use testimonials because I've seen those ones before. Um, Let me just keep moving a bit and see. Let's see this one. Maybe it's this one. Okay, this one says we've cracked the code for deeper sleep. Meet the complete science backed system you will only find at Purple. For someone who loves sleep like me, like I do, these are very enticing statements. Okay. And this is a functional statement. We've cracked the code to deeper sleep. It's also a brand, um, it's also a brand attribute, right? We've cracked the code, right? And at the same time, it's also something functional. It says meet the complete science-backed system you will only find at Purple. So this is what it feels like to have good ads. You want to make sure you're calling out the audience and that it's attractive to the people that you are trying to reach. Okay. This one says, say goodbye to sleeping hot. Straight to the point, calls out the people that they want to reach. And then, okay, interesting. These are the ones where they use testimonials. It's not just a marketing gimmick. We can confirm it's the real deal. It's amazing at shedding body heat and keeping hot sleepers cool, right? So they are speaking specifically to a segment of the market, right? You can see they also call out the pain, waking up hot, not on the GelFlex grid. Fall asleep and stay asleep with Purple's award-winning sleep innovation. So this is a brand statement, while this is a brand attribute, and this is a functional attribute, right? They're telling you what it does, and this is a hook, a simple hook, okay, that calls out the pain and also attaches that to a brand attribute. So I will just show you one more for ecom, and that will be it. Just one more. Um, my favorite group, Dollar Shave. Dollar Shave. Okay, let's see. Dollar Shave Club. Dollar Shave Club has some of the best ecom ads that you will ever find. I'm not trying to buy anything. Okay, so let's see this one. Okay, it says shave smarter, not harder. Okay, now that's a functional attribute, right? And it's a new member deal. What kind of attribute is this? And this statement, the following statement, yes, you got that correct. It is a transactional attribute. So it says new member deal. Get the shave smarter set and save 50% off your first box. Cancel anytime, no strings attached. Cancel anytime is also a transactional attribute. Same as no strings attached. New member deal. Also transactional. What are you waiting for? Also transactional. I think they mix and match different creatives to see what's working better for them. Okay, now I love this one. I love this one a lot. It says cheat on your razor with us, right? We'll say it louder for people in the back. New members get your first box for just $5. Cancel anytime, no strings attached. This is a transactional statement, and cancel anytime, no strings attached. It's also a transactional statement. Okay. But I want to show you something. Cheat on your razor with us is a brand attribute. Okay, because they are sticking on their brand. If you're familiar with Dollar Shave ads, like the one I think I showed you sometime at the beginning of this course or the program, I showed you. I think I showed you one Dollar Shave ad. You can see how funny the ad is, how interesting it goes. You can already tell the kind of people the ad is talking to, and you can see that they are the same kind of people who find this exciting. Cheat on your razor with us. Okay, try it for $5, transactional, attribute and all that, and they have different variations of the image, you know at just different versions of the same image selling the same thing. All right, so that's it for the ecom ad examples. As you can see, they just stack these attributes. You don't need to use all four at the same time, but it's always best when you use all four, when you can tie all of them. The ads don't have to be long. You go straight to the point and make sure your headline calls out the audience that you want to reach out to. Okay. As long as you're doing that and you get the four objectives here, right? Like you are getting engagement from your core audience, and your creative captures your core audience. The clicks are also from qualified people, and you're able to repel those outside your target audience. You will be fine. Okay, so let's talk about the non-ecom ads. This is where it gets really interesting. So with the non-ecom ads, you are basically um mixing and matching everything. So you're going to come from your market pain. You've gotten your results from your testing. You've done you now have everything here. Okay, the sophistication level, the awareness level, what emotions you sell with, just the same way the ecom guys will do it, right? For example, you can use a main emotion of guilt to sell those shaving sticks from the Dollar Shave Club. How would that look like? You could lead by saying something like, "Don't you deserve? Don't your body deserve better, right? Better results." Things like that. You try to make them feel guilty for not doing something or for doing something, right? So the same way you play with emotions and positioning for these different ecom products is the exact same way you're going to do for those ones. The only difference is that you have to start the ads with the very first line talking about the pain. Also, don't forget we have different audiences, right? I mean, different awareness levels that we could be selling to. So you want to talk about, if it's the unaware level you're talking to, you want to talk about the symptoms. If it's the problem aware level, you want to talk about the problem. If it's a solution aware level, you want to talk about the solution. Okay. But make sure that it's powerful enough to pull people in. Right. So I would give you an example based on the big ideas that I was able to verify using the test. Right. These are the kind of lines I would use for my ads. The AI wave, this is for the first one, where I talk about AI will help a few employees quit their jobs and cause many employees to lose their jobs. Which side are you? That's the whole big idea for that ad. And then I'll say the AI wave is gaining momentum and will decimate employees who don't do these three things. Okay, you can see that this statement is a cliffhanger, right? It's a threat. So I'm using the emotion fear, right? And I say it's gaining momentum. It's going to decimate people who don't do these three things. But this is like a cliffhanger. I could choose not to talk about these three things. I could just start going on and say I discovered these three things by X, Y, and Z. And when I could put a relatable story there, and I could say they should jump on another video. They should click the button to learn how to quit their job and you know discover the three things that will help them to overcome the AI wave that will cause a lot of people to, quit their job, lose their jobs, right? And then the second one where I talk about the business advice from TikTok is garbage. It will overwhelm you with our results. Remember, we already tested this, and it was performing, one of the performing, um, messages that worked, right? And so I could say, if you're serious about working on something you love instead of just for the paycheck, stop listening to business advice on TikTok. You and I know it's garbage, right? Why should they stop listening to business advice on TikTok? Well, I've mentioned it here, right? That it's garbage, and I could build on the copy, from there. But you can see that this copy at the very first statement is talking to someone specific, and that's someone who is working for a paycheck. This one is talking to someone who doesn't want to doesn't want to lose their job, their employees, right? And then the third one, where we talk about degree check, good job check, financial freedom. Nope, we are also validated this big idea, right? And so we'll say, first, you got a degree. Now you have a good job. Are you financially free? Right? That's a question. And remember, I told you I won't take the risk of them answering yes or no. The right person would probably be thinking, but I want to quickly get him to the answer. And I say, no. You see, we were all lied to. True freedom cannot be found within the workspace of another man. So these ads follow a specific template, right? I won't use the word template. I'll say framework, where you want to make sure that you've made the call out, you've called out the audience in the very first line, right? Don't forget, you always want to be thinking about the awareness level you're talking to and how sophisticated the market is, and then decide on the emotion you're going to use, right? And tie that in with the big idea that you have validated based on the ad test that you did, the very first ad test. And then you can mix and match all the different messaging types that worked into that same ad. So this first ad, for example, as I continue to build, I could also mention that, advice from TikTok is not going to work for them. I could also mention what again? Degrees check, good job check, financial freedom. Nope. I could mention, that they don't have debts, but they're close to quitting. The stress is too much. I could play around with all these different things in this ad, and that's the reason why you see that info ads or non-ecom ads are typically long, because you're trying to build a case, especially if the market sophistication is high, and build it to a reasonable level, and then get people to take action. Oh, I'll just close that. So now I want to show you an example, and I'm going to use Scalable Company. I would have shown you another one, but I can't remember. Um, I can't remember the name of the company, but those guys sell, I think, a training program about videography or something like that, mobile phone videography or so. And those guys, that ad is very, very good, very captivating, and it will continue to work for as long as you can imagine. Okay, so let's talk about the scalable companies ads, right? These are typical um, ads for non-ecom. Okay, now if you look at this one, if you look carefully at this one, it says founders and CEOs. Let me see if I could make it bigger. Good. It says founders and CEOs. He immediately calls out his audience. New 46-page manifesto reveals how we are scaling 6 different businesses simultaneously inside a $200 million holding company using the scalable operating system. So it says, we're going to give you a manifesto, right? And this is something transactional. And it says how we are scaling 6 different businesses simultaneously inside a $200 million holding company. This is talking about influence, okay? And this is talking about brand using the scalable operating system. You can see that all the attributes are stacked there. So we have the transactional, right? Because they're going to get something called a manifesto, and they've talked about the brand that they have an operating system, right? And then they've said that it's a $200 million holding company, and that's influence. And then they say, well, if you've read this, you would see that it could work for you, right? New manifesto reviews how we're scaling, right? And this is for founders and CEOs. Wow, I'm a founder and CEO. Okay, let me see how I can scale my business as well, right? That's the function, scaling your business. And then the headline says how we are scaling six different businesses. Someone who is not interested in scaling businesses would have very little interest in watching something like this. And then they go ahead to say trusted, that's in the description, trusted by 590 plus founders, CEOs, owners, and bootstrapped businesses. Now they are using what kind of attributes? You guessed that right. They are using influence, okay, by telling you that, well, a lot of people already trust us, and at the same time, they are using the influence of the people that they already want Facebook to display the ads to, okay? So that is one cool example. Let's say we'll find another one. Um, take a look at this one. Oh, no, 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 take me back. I really want you to see that one. How can I find it now? Okay, good. So this one says, if you are a CEO making over $1 million, I've got a tool that will double your revenue or your money back. So first things first, he calls out CEOs making over $1 million, and he says, well, I've got a tool that will double your revenue. What tool? Right? That's like a cliffhanger. It says, or your money back, so they know, well, this tool is not going to be free, or whatever it is I'm selling will involve you spending some money one way or the other. And then it says the easy way to make strong business decisions, right? Business decisions are always tough to make. And then he says there's an easy way. So that's something that is, in a way, functional. It's a functional attribute. It's also uh, somehow like, I would say, like a brand attribute in a way as well. But it's mainly a functional attribute because is giving you something useful that will help you achieve something. All right, so I'll stop here with these kinds of ads, but you can see at the same time that they also all follow these attributes. Okay, so you have an idea that you strengthen using your transactional brand influence and functional attributes. Okay, but the most important thing of all is not to forget these four things. When you come up with your copy, and you're creative, you want to get engagement from your core audience, right? The ad you just saw, if you're not making up to $1 million, you probably may not engage with that ad, right? And then you want to use creatives that come to captivate into only your core audience. If you had seen or taken note of all the kinds of images that were being used by Purple, MVNT, and Dollar Shave Club, and even the Scalable Company, you would observe that they those images, resemble the things they are trying to push out there, right? And those are the things that will captivate people. Some of them even use text, like cheat on your razor with us, right? That's because they're talking to people who are new to their brand, right? And they're like, cheat on your razor with us, right? Try it out. And so they use the right kind of imaging. Okay, also, you want to make sure that you're getting the kind of qualified clicks that you want. Like you saw the cliffhanger used on the last ad we just looked at, where it says, well, I'll give you a tool that'll help you double your company's revenue from 1 million to 2 million. That's a cliffhanger that will get someone to click if you're already making $1 million, right? So we can see what tool that is and see how it can help us to double. Then you're also repelling people that are outside your target audience. So if you're not making $1 million, you have no business clicking that ad, you have no business engaging with the ad. You just have to, move on. So that's the end of this video. I hope you have, seen all the four different objectives we have when we're coming up with the ad. And at the same time that you have, built out You offer attributes and you've come up with, a document that looks like this, and that will help you get the most results when you craft your ads. All right, so that will be the end of this video. I'll see you in the next one.